Hello, and welcome to Grug Gaming, and welcome back to our Let's Play of Ultima 5, Warriors of Destiny. In our last episode, we tried to visit Blackthorn's castle to disastrous results, and after some save scumming, we decided to start visiting the shrines. We went to the Shrine of Humility, where it gave us a quest to go to the Codex of Ultimate Wisdom and read about pride, and we learned that pride, being the antithesis of the virtue of humility, is something that if you are consumed by pride, it will make you see false pride in other people to make you angry. You will perceive that other people are prideful as part of that. So, this episode, we're going to visit the rest of the shrines. I've got a new map actually to help with this. Here is the current world map we've been using. We're right now standing in front of Castle Britain. This map's been pretty handy, but it doesn't have all the shrines well listed. So what I have is I have gotten an additional map right here. Now this map, to give all credit where I got this from, I actually got this map from... Oh, you can probably see all that pop up, can't you? Greatness there. I got this map from a website. What is that website called? Come on. Everything. There we go. From the www.ultima-universe.com website. Which looks like an older site. It's not being updated anymore, but it is where I got the map, and I wanted to give, you know, credit where I got that. So, because I can't remember where I got the other map, but this map is super useful. So, if I bring this back up, you can see that it's got some different letters, numbers, etc. that have been coded onto this by somebody. And those actually correspond to where all the objects are in a game. Towns, shrines, dungeons, etc. So we're going to go to the shrines, which are all of the green letters. Green Roman numerals. So we're going to start with Roman numeral 1, Compassion, which is closest to Britain. So what I'm going to do to keep this episode within a reasonable amount of time is I'm going to cut away, and when we cut back, we'll be at the shrine. So I will see you all at the Shrine of Compassion in just a moment. And here we are at the Shrine of Compassion. The Shrine of Compassion is right outside of Cove. Here's Cove, here's the shrine. We're right next to it. It kind of blends into the mountain, so it's hard to see. So that is the first shrine. We will go ahead and enter the shrine and get our quest. Thou dost approach the tranquil shrine, and thou dost kneel before the altar. Upon what virtue dost thou meditate? We are going to meditate on compassion. And it wants the mantra. So, I don't think we've learned this so far in this game, but because we are the Avatar and we traveled through the first game, we know a lot of this already. So, instead of going searching, I can just pull up my notes from Ultima 4. And that shows me that compassion, the mantra was Mu. M-U. So we'll go ahead and type that in here. A second time. And let us meditate a third time. The altar speaks, and a quest is ordained. 'Tis now thy sacred quest to go on to the Codex and learn of the heart of a cruel soul. Return again when thy quest is done. So we'll go ahead, leave here, and we'll head off to see the Codex. To the Codex we go. Here we are, outside of the Codex, the Shrine of the Codex. Let's enter. The Codex of Ultimate Wisdom lies before thee. The book is open to the page thou dost seek. Upon the hallowed pages thou dost read. Only a detested life owes its pleasure to another's pain. So we've learned that those who are against the virtue of compassion can only make themselves feel good by watching others be in pain. Let's head back to the shrine and tell the shrine what we have learned. Here we are, back at the Shrine of Compassion. Let's enter. Thou dost approach the tranquil shrine, and thou dost kneel before the altar. Upon what virtue dost thou meditate? The virtue of compassion. Again, moo, moo, moo. A thunderous voice booms, "Well done! Dexterity +1. Ooh! Got our dexterity up. That'll help us. So we're going to get stat. Did we get a stat increase from the last one? Was our strength always a 21? I don't remember. But yeah, our stats have gone up from visiting this. That's pretty cool. I think the maximum stats are 30. Is the maximum you can have in any stat. So our dex is pretty high, actually. So that's pretty cool. I like it. Well, folks, that means that next up, if we are done with compassion, it will be time for us to head to shrine number 2 down here. Here's the lighthouse. Here's Trinsic. We're going to head to shrine number 2, which is the Shrine of Honor. Get a little closer. It's a little bit easier to see, and I can read the bottom of the map. The Shrine of Honor right here. So, let's head on over to that shrine. And here we are at the Shrine of Honor. So you can see where it's at on the regular map, and I'll be switching to these maps too so you can see them. Here's Trinsic. The Shrine of Honor is located right here in this mountain range. So just... Here's Trinsic, here's the Trinsic Moongate. Just over here is where we are right now. Just so everybody knows where we are on the map, because we are jumping around quite a bit. Let's enter the shrine. Thou dost approach the tranquil shrine, and thou dost kneel before the altar. Upon what virtue dost thou meditate? On honor. What is the mantra of honor? Well, according to my notes, honor's mantra is SUMM. And, we have the rune and the stone from it in the last game. Handy notes, I tell you. So, we are looking for SUMM. Again. And one more time. The altar speaks and a quest is ordained. 'Tis now thy sacred quest to go onto the Codex and learn the darkness of dishonor. Return again when thy quest is done. So we will leave here, and we will head off to see the Codex once more. And we are back outside the Shrine of the Codex, above where the Stygian Abyss used to be, or was underneath it. Is the Stygian Abyss still there? I don't know. That's a darn good question. But we're back here to Shrine of the Codex. Just in case you didn't know where it was, I don't know if I showed it this episode, but the Shrine of the Codex is, again, here's Britannia to give you the gist of where we are. Way down here, this is the Shrine of the Codex, right here on this little island, just so you know for sure. Alright, so let's head in and find out about dishonor. The Codex of Ultimate Wisdom lies before thee. The book is open to the page thou dost seek. Upon the hallowed page thou dost read, "It is the guilt, not the guillotine, that constitutes the shame of dishonor." So, someone who is dishonor carries a guilt in their soul that is worse than death. It's an important thing to know. So with that, I just thought, man, I haven't been writing these answers down, and I hope I don't get asked these later. Too late. Oh well. I can always review the video, of course. Let's leave the Shrine of the Codex and head back to the Shrine of Honor to finish this quest. And I'm honor bound to actually tell you, you may notice the date's not changing on the right-hand side of the screen. I'm cheating a little. I'm hex editing my character into different locations on the map so that I don't have to actually travel by ship and all that jazz to get to all these places, because it would take a while. All I'm doing is cutting out travel time, basically, by doing the editing. So, let's go back to the Shrine of Honor, shall we? Let us now re-enter the Shrine of Honor. Thou dost approach the tranquil shrine, and thou dost kneel before the altar. Upon what virtue dost thou meditate? The virtue of honor. Or sum? Some. It would be sum if it was Latin. The thunder's voice booms. Well done! Strength +1 and intelligence +1. Well, that'll help. So that means we are on to the next shrine. I don't know why that just went all crazy on me. So the next shrine is the third shrine. The Shrine of Humility we've actually already gone to, so we don't need to go there. We will go to the fourth shrine instead, which is up here in the north, just north of the town of Yu, which is right here. That is the Shrine of Justice. Alright, folks, so we are off to the Shrine of Justice. And here we are at the Shrine of Justice. On the map, way up here, way north of you, there's you, and there is the shrine on the very edge of this peninsula. So let's go ahead, enter the Shrine of Justice. Thou dost approach the tranquil shrine, and thou dost kneel before the altar. Upon what virtue dost thou meditate? We will meditate on justice. We need the mantra for justice. That mantra was and still is B-E-H. B-E-H, or Be, Be, Be. The altar speaks, and a quest is ordained. 'Tis now thy sacred quest to go on to the Codex and learn the weakness of the unjust. Return again when thy quest is done. So off we go, one more time, to the Codex of Ultimate Wisdom. Let us enter the Shrine of the Codex and find out about the unjust. The Codex of Ultimate Wisdom lies before thee yet again. The book is open to the page thou dost seek. Upon the hallowed page thou dost read. Those who inflict injustice upon others cannot expect fair treatment unto themselves. In other words, do unto others as you would have done to yourself, I guess. The old golden rule. Well, back to the shrine. Let's go ahead and re-enter the shrine. Thou dost approach the tranquil shrine and kneel before the altar. The virtue on which we will meditate again is justice, and we will chant like a sheep. Bay, bay, bay. A thunderous voice booms. Well done! Dexterity +1, intelligence +1. Thank you, shrine. Well, with justice done, that means the next shrine we need to go to, shrine number 5, the Shrine of Sacrifice, located right here. So let us head off to that shrine next. We are outside the Shrine of Sacrifice, and this shrine is one I kept seeing and thinking was in a mountain. I don't know why I didn't realize this. We're actually here in the Great Desert. Remember we met that demon who lived in a hut down here? We're just north of that, up in the middle of the desert, here at this shrine. So hey, I was a little off on where we were, but that's okay. We'll enter the shrine. We'll approach the tranquil shrine, kneel down, and meditate upon a virtue. And that will be sacrifice. The mantra for sacrifice is CAH. I have a question mark after it. I must not have been sure during the playthrough of Ultima 4. CAH? It must have been correct, because it seems to be working. The altar speaks, and a quest is ordained. 'Tis now thy sacred quest to go onto the Codex and learn the failing of unwilling sacrifice. Return again when thy quest is done. You know what that means, folks? To the Codex! Let us enter and read about sacrifice in the Codex of Ultimate Wisdom. The Codex of Wisdom, Ultimate, lies before thee. The book is open to the page thou dost seek. Upon the hallowed page thou dost read. None live alone, save they who will not share their fortune with those around them. So again, you may have all the gold and people in the world, but if you don't share what you have with those people, you'll be alone in your heart. Such a poignant thing. Well, back to the shrine with our learnings. And into the shrine we go. Wrong active window. There we are. Thou dost approach the tranquil shrine, and kneeling before it, you choose to meditate on which? Again, on sacrifice. And a little CAH, CAH, CAH. Caw, caw, caw. A thunderous voice booms. Well done. Strength and dexterity +1. We are getting stronger. So, that means that next up will be shrine number 6, which is the Shrine of Honesty. Huh. Weird. Okay. Shrine of Honesty, number 6, up next. See you there. The Shrine of Honesty, our next destination, is where we currently are. The shrine is located right on this island, which is just north of where... Oh, what town was this? Was this Moonglow? I think this was the town of Moonglow. I don't know, there's a lighthouse, Moonglow, and the Lyceum is right here. But here we are at the Shrine of Honesty. Let's enter. We approach the tranquil shrine to meditate upon the virtue of honesty. Spelling is an important virtue as well. The mantra for honesty is going to be sacrifice, justice, valor, compassion, honesty. Moonglow on Verity Isle. Ooh. AHM, am, however you want to chant. I don't want to judge. Chant in your own way, people. The altar speaks and a quest is ordained. 'Tis now thy sacred quest to go onto the Codex and learn the failing of dishonesty. Return again when thy quest is done. We shall, because now we are to the Codex. Let us learn about dishonesty from the Codex itself. The Codex of Ultimate Wisdom lies before thee, as it has many times before, the book being open to the page that we seek. Upon the hallowed pages thou dost read. A dishonest life brings unto thee temporary gain, but forsakes the permanent. So you may have short-term gain, but eventually the truth will out, as they say. And in the long run, cheaters never win. Except when cheaters do win. Because we're cheating right now. But let's not talk about that. Let's go back to the Shrine of Honesty. And into the shrine. Let us approach the tranquil shrine to meditate once again on honesty with the mantra of Thunder's voice booms. Well done. Intelligence +1. Thank you, Shrine. Thank you very much. So, next up would be the Shrine of Valor. Ooh. Whoop. There we go. The Shrine of Valor is going to be located right here, just south of Jalome. So we will be heading over there right now. Here we are in the mountains south of Jalome. Just a hop, skip, and a jump across. Here's Jalome. Here's where the shrine is. Castle Britain for anybody who's gotten lost while we've been jumping around. Let's go ahead and enter the shrine. We approach it, kneel down and meditate. And we meditate upon Valor. Sorry, I was pulling up the notes there. And we learned the mantra for Valor was Ra. Ra, Ra, Sis, Boom, Ba. The altar speaks, and a quest is ordained. 'Tis now thy sacred quest to go onto the Codex and learn the failing of a life without valor. Return again when thy quest is done. I spelled valor wrong. That's embarrassing. Oh well, we'll be embarrassed in front of the Shrine of the Codex now too. To the Codex. The Codex of Ultimate Wisdom lies before thee. The book is open to the page thou dost seek, and upon that page you read, "Those who fear to try know not their limits, and thus know not themselves." So, face your fears, or your fears will face you. Or something like that. That's what the Sphinx would say anyways. Anybody who remembers the Sphinx from that wonderful movie about junkie superheroes will remember those type of quotes. But we're not talking about Shovel Man or anybody else. We're talking about getting back to the shrine. So let's get back there. And let us re-enter. We'll approach the shrine, kneel down, and Valor, spelled that way. The mantra again, Ra, Ra, Ra. Well done. Strength +1. Okay, so that has gotten us to almost all the shrines. We have one left we have to go to, and that is the Shrine of Spirituality. And if you remember, the Shrine of Spirituality, they say there was a rumor it was destroyed. Well, it's not that it's destroyed, it's that, if you remember, we have to use a moon gate to get to it. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to get up on our magic carpet. And we're going to fly up here to where Jalome is. And we're going to wait. Because what we're waiting for is for midnight to come across. If you remember, we were told that if we entered a moon gate exactly at midnight, that we would be able to... Oh, there's the gate. We would be able to reach the shrine. So, it is now 8:06. I'm hoping that the new moon there in the center is midnight. Let's not miss our chance, though. 11:12. Pass 3 times. 11:20. So 11:28. Don't want to go too far. 11:54. 11:56. 11:58. Moving 1 space should advance it to midnight, and that should be the trick we need. We did it! Thou dost approach the tranquil shrine, and thou dost kneel before the altar. On what virtue dost thou meditate? We are going to meditate on spirituality. It wants the mantra. We know the mantra. The mantra for spirituality is OM. Or Om. The altar speaks and a quest is ordained. It is now thy sacred quest to go on to the Codex and learn the neglect of one's spirit. Return again when thy quest is done. Where's it going to pop us out? Okay, right where the moon gate is. So, we will... grab our carpet. I will head back to the Codex next. Let's get over there. This should be our final visit to the shrine of the Codex of Ultimate Wisdom. And here we are for the final virtue. We will enter the shrine one more time. The Codex of Ultimate Wisdom lies again before thee. The book is open to the page thou dost seek. Upon the hallowed pages we read that to forsake one's inner being is to abandon thy hopes for thyself and thy world. Again, whoa! A strange wind causes the page to turn once more. Thou dost read, beyond shame's egress, in the center of the underworld, there is a place of darkness. Oh my goodness, I better write this down. Hold on. Here we go. From the Codex. This is going to be a little section it gives us here. Beyond shame's egress, in the center of the underworld, there is a place of darkness. Beyond this darkness lies the gate to the core of the world. Ooh. Lies the gate to the core of the world. Sorry, I had to type that out. When thou art ready, thou must call forth Baramacor to unlock the gate and venture past ethereal wards and stealers of souls. Ooh. When thou art ready, thou must call forth, make sure you spell it right, Baramacor to unlock the gate and venture forth. Venture past ethereal wards and stealers of souls. I'll be darned. That which the world hath lost awaits thy coming. Oh, hey! Wait a minute. That which the world has lost awaits thy coming. Does that mean Lord British? Lord British is somewhere deep. Aha! I'll be. Well, that was handy. Well, one more cut. Back to the shrine, and then we should be ready to finish up this episode. Baramacor, that name In Ultima 3 Exodus, when we had to get to Island Exodus, didn't we have to shout that at the giant snake that was blocking the entrance to the island? I think we did, if I remember correctly. So, a word of power continues to be a word of power. Let's head back to the shrine. And to keep it simple, we are back at the Moongate outside Jalome. It is close to midnight. What time is it? 11:26, so 28:30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 44, 46, 48, 50. Let's make sure we haven't gone too far in time. 11:52. 11:54. 11:56. Use pocket watch. Should again say 11:58. Enter the moon gate. And to the shrine we arrive. Alright. Thank goodness for that lady at the Lyceum. Was it Lady Jennifer? Was that her name? Or Julia? It was a J name. Anyways, thank goodness she told us how to get here. Meditate on a virtue, the virtue of spirituality. And the classic Om, Om, Om. Well done. Woo! Strength +1, Dex +1, Intelligence +1. I'm feeling smart. Let's take a look at our character. So, we've got a 25 Strength, a 24 Intelligence, a 26 Dex. I don't think... No, it doesn't affect anybody but the Avatar. So, just us. But our stats are very much increased. I don't know... If we had imported our character from the previous game, if I had been able to make that happen, I think we would be at like a 30 strength, a 20... Oh goodness gracious, a 29 intelligence, and a 30 dex. So we'd be a little bit better off, but not crazy. And we still have it max level. We still have 5 more levels to go. So who knows what kind of stat bonuses we'll get for that as well. Well, let's talk about what we need to do next. Because this has been a pretty long episode. I'm not sure how long it'll go total. I just know that I have about 21 clips I've got to merge together to make this episode. So that'll be kind of fun to do. Next up is... I guess we have to go after the Shadowlords. I mean, we've got to kill the Shadowlords if we're going to take down Blackthorn. So... we know that one of the Shadowlords, let's get it here. The Shadowlord of Cowardice, there is a shard for him that it can be found. Oh, does this tell us? No, sorry, I'm getting all dumb here. Alright, there is a dungeon by Lost Hope Bay. If we enter that, we can go through that dungeon into the underworld, and at location IAIA, we will find the Shard of Hatred. Or if we go through the Dungeon Deceit, we can find the Shard of Falsehood after we come out of Dungeon Deceit and go through some mountains. We have the dungeon word for Deceit. Do we have the... I don't know what the dungeon by Last Hope Bay is. We don't have all the dungeon words. We only have 4 of them. But we have the one for Dungeon Deceit. So I guess next episode, we're going to go dungeon diving. Before we dungeon dive, I want to level up. So I think what's going to happen is I'm going to either grind or cheat grind experience off screen. Probably experience in gold. I'm going to get the avatar to level 8. And I'm going to get enough gold to buy our magic axes. Once we have the magic axes and the avatar ready to go, we'll get some spells as well. and then we will begin our assault on the dungeons, and we will go to the dungeon Deceit first. I better make myself a note. Going to Deceit. So that's where we wind up and I don't get lost next time I sit down to play. So, we know what needs to be done. Shadowlords, we are coming for you. And until next time, I want to say thanks for watching. Please tell your friends, and as always, we hope to see you soon.